All right, there we go. I'm ready to go here, gang. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves for Monday, March 23rd. Had a little trouble getting on the air there. I had to restart. A little haywire here after March Madness finally kicked in there on Sunday. We saw some exciting finishes. We saw some ugly ones too, but we definitely had a good weekend of tournament action here. We get ready for back to the NBA here on Monday here on Night Moves. So thank you for joining me here on the show. We'll recap of the action a little bit. And hey, thank you for joining me because it's not going to be a long show here for Monday for sure. We do have a nice slate of 10 NBA games, just one on the ice because we're going to have 15 or something like that tomorrow. It's going to be one of those weeks for the NHL where you got one or two, three games or whatever, and then a full slate the next night, then just a handful, and then a full slate. So that's just the way it goes. That's the way they want to do it in the NHL. It's more about the venues and the TV, I guess, for the National Hockey League. But hey, we'll recap the action here from Sunday. And also, there was some NIT in there. You guys pay attention to the NIT. And then we'll get to the previews with some NHL action as well. But let me recap some of the action here from yesterday and see how we did here on Night Moves with some of our plays here. And let's see here what's going on. There we go. Hey, hello to everyone in the chat. Okay, everything's working now here. Tim M, nice to see you in there. Timmy Two Shoes, thank you very much, Timmy. Doing good here. And Cal Dog joining us there in the chat as well. And that's it. We'll wait for a few more people before we get the preview started. Let's recap the action of a good tournament day here. And we did have some winners on Night Moves, but it wasn't quite like the run we were on there over the weekend. But let's take a look at the game. Certainly, we had some thrillers, no doubt about it. How about Iowa? They became the first team to eliminate the Florida Gators, the national champs, the first number one seed also to be knocked out of the tournament. Here as Al Volgaris 3-point shot with 4 seconds left wins it 73-72 for the Hawkeyes. Florida led 65-61 with a little over 5.5 minutes to go in the game, but Iowa was deadly inside, shooting over 70%, and they'll move on to play Nebraska there in the Sweet 16, Children of the Corn. I guess there might not be a lot of enough Bud Light to go around there when Iowa takes on Nebraska in the Sweet 16. Who'd have thunk it, huh? Sounds like a football game that should end up with about a 10-7 score, but instead we get it basketball version here. Who would have thought that a few years ago? And here we are in the Sweet 16 with Iowa taking on Nebraska. All right, St. John's over Kansas, 67-65. St. John's was kind of in control there. They led by 14 with 8 minutes left, but they needed a last-second basket to win from Dylan Darling. Picked up his only field goal of the game, a driving layup with 1 second left. You know what? If you're a basketball player, you practice that shot, putting your body into the man and using that right-hand sweep of the backboard your entire life, waiting for that moment. And that's what Dylan Darling did there. Tough night for Kansas handling the basketball. St. John's forced them into 16 turnovers, and that had to be the difference. St. John's had only 8 turnovers, and St. John's did have a pretty nice day shooting there, 30% from the arc. That's pretty good for them, actually. They did a little better inside the arc, but really there was more about the defense for St. John's, and they'll play Duke in the Sweet 16 on Friday. How about that one with the Johnnies taking on Duke there? Duke is a 7-point favorite, and the total 143. The Iowa-Nebraska line, by the way, Nebraska 2.5, 133.5. In that one with St. John's and Kansas there. We did have a premium winner on the under there with St. John's and Kansas. So brought home that premium winner over at Tony'sPicks.com. Went 2-1 with my NCAA plays here on Sunday. That's where my entire focus was, on my premium picks here. 2-1. We'll take it there. Purdue over Miami, 79-69, as we did see Miami leading that one, 40-38 at halftime, but the Boilermakers, 41 points in the second half to win it by 10 over the Hurricanes there. Boilermakers 21 of 22 on the foul line. Miami was 8 of 10, but they only went there, a little less than half the shot attempts there from the line as the Boilers. Purdue 8 of 14 from 3-point range. They were pretty efficient, no doubt about it. Purdue 7 straight wins, and they will play the Texas Longhorns in the Sweet 16. And the line there on that one is Purdue by 8. Total 148.5. Tennessee Volunteers over Virginia, 79-72, had the premium win there on the over in that one over at Tony's Picks, as Tennessee got the win there over Virginia in that one. The Volunteers were very efficient. Jacoby Gillespie, 21 points and 6 assists in that one. The Volunteers went 19 of 25 from the foul line. Virginia just 6 of 11 in that one. Tennessee moves on to play Iowa State in the Tennessee moves on to play Iowa State in the Sweet 16, and the line there in that one is Iowa State by 4.5. Total 138.5. Man, big win there in that one for Tennessee. The Vols hit 6 free throws in a row to kind of stop the comeback there of Virginia. All right, it was Iowa State, aforementioned, over Kentucky, 82-63. Most impressive for Iowa State there in that one. Hey, we did have a winner on the under here on Night Moves. As it likely stayed under for you, as it went off at no lower, it felt like, than 145.5. Although here on the show last night, it may have been just a push for us, was teetering there on that hook when we were on the show. So it ended right about the number there, but certainly for Iowa State, impressive as they outscored Kentucky 51-33 in the second half there, as the Cyclones forced 20 turnovers on Kentucky in that one. Iowa State shot 57% from inside the arc and looked very good in that one. Tamin Lipsey, 26 points, 10 assists for the Cyclones. UConn crushed UCLA 73-57. Alex Caravan, 27 points. Don't forget about Alex Caravan. You think of the veteran here, and I'm not saying he's kind of been lost on the radar this season, but did come through in a big way, and he gave a championship performance there from Caravan. If Alex can be that strong, man, Connecticut can still get this done. We did have a winner on the under there on Night Moves last night. UCLA led by 6 through the first half, but UConn shot 60% from inside the arc and outscored the Bruins in the second half 35-24 to advance to play the Michigan State Spartans, where Connecticut is just a 1-point favorite in that one, 136.5. That one really closely rated. Should be a real strong game there in that one, with Kentucky advancing, with Connecticut advancing there in that one. Also, Arizona over Utah State, 78-66. We likely earned the push here on Night Moves last night with Arizona as our pick. They finished right around 12 there for us, and some people may have gotten home with an 11.5. The Wildcats were 27 of 39 from the foul line, and Utah State just 8 of 11 from the foul line down there in San Diego. Arizona won despite shooting just 38 percent from inside the arc. They never trailed, however, and had a 54-26 advantage on the boards. Talked about it all week, how the teams that dominate the boards right now are winning in the NCAA tournament there. And for Arizona, Jaden Bradley, 18 points in that one. Wildcats will play Arkansas in the Sweet 16 on Thursday, where Arizona's an 8.5-point favorite, and the total 165.5 there in that one. And finally, it was Alabama crushing Texas Tech. Alabama's got it back together here a little bit, despite their quirky personnel issues here right now, as the Crimson Tide led 49-25 at halftime. Tech had nothing for the Crimson Tide, practically a no-show in this one. Alabama 19 of 42 from three-point range. We talk about all their three-point shooting attempts there, and look, it didn't go over because the Red Raiders, talked about how the two teams definitely like to shoot it. Red Raiders, though, could only make 4 of 25 three-pointers in the game. So there were 67 three-pointers attempted, just as we kind of predicted there, but Texas Tech didn't hit enough to stay in the game or help the total there in that one. Tech wound up losing 4 of their last 5 games there to finish the season. It'll be Alabama and Michigan. Another one that probably should be conducted on the football field. Michigan, that was a 10.5-point favorite. Can't read. Need my glasses over here. Total 173 in that one with the Michigan Wolverines. All right. Hey, so far through this tournament, the favorites, this weekend in the games for the 4 days there, 26-22 against the spread. So a lot was made about how the favorites were winning the game. Certainly they weren't covering all the time necessarily. The best conferences over the first round spread-wise were the Big 12. They went 10-4 against the spread there. The Big 10 went 10-5 against the spread. The ACC went 11-7 against. The SEC went 11-7 against the spread. So Big 12, Big 10, SEC, pretty strong against the spread. The biggest teams, if you will. Meanwhile, the ACC 2-10 against the spread. Oh my! And the Big East 2-3 against the spread. Of course, the West Coast Conference went 0-4 against the spread. So, just some of the notes from over the weekend and how'd you do there. Let's talk in the chat and see what's going on, and I'll cover a little bit of action here as well from the NBA and NHL with our recap, and then we'll get to those previews. See anybody else joining in here with me? Got those. We have Tim there on the screen. Hey, the first comment of the show. Hey, Tim. All right. Did anybody else show up here to talk sports and sports betting with me? No, not really. It's going to be me and the guys. We got. You figured we wouldn't have a big crowd here tonight with just the NBA. Everybody, big sigh of relief there after the action there in the NCAA tournament. And the women will be in action on Monday. You can kind of turn your attention to them a little bit if you need some action, if you know what I mean. Get some action with the ladies on Monday night in the NCAA tournament there. There's definitely a full slate of action on the ladies' side there as they continue on in the second round there. There's 8 games on the women's board. Maybe we can turn our attention to that tonight. Hey, NBA here on Night Moves last night. We tried to find a few winners, but we were 2-2 as we had the New York Knicks winners in their blowout. We laid it with the Knicks, and they won by 32 over Washington in the Tankathon. And then we had the Phoenix Suns in that bounce back spot as they won by 22 points to bounce back from that loss the previous night. So they were on the back-to-back, but they were able to beat up on the Toronto Raptors there. So just 2-2 for us there on the show. In the NBA, NHL, Night Moves winners finally got it going a little bit here on the ice. We had the Rangers on Sunday getting that win over the Winnipeg I'm sorry, we had the Winnipeg Jets over the Rangers there. We saw the debut of the young goalie. He might have been a little overmatched there in the shootout by the pros on Winnipeg, but pretty good performance for the rookie goaltender there for the Rangers. Still, the Jets win the game 3-2 in a shootout. We had the Jets here on the show, and the Rangers are back in action actually at home again on Monday. So you know what we'll be doing there. Got to have some things to talk about on the show. However, about the Predators, we had them on the road over the Blackhawks, and they won 3-2 in overtime. So we had a winner there with Nashville as they keep the pressure on and hopefully remain in the playoffs for their sake. We had the Islanders over the Blue Jackets, 1-0. Islanders there get the win, and we had them there over the Blue Jackets last night here on Night Moves. We also had Golden Knights and Stars game to go under, as the Knights got a much needed road win 3-2 over there, and then did bring home a winner with Tampa Bay and Calgary game to go over, as the Flames won it 4-3 there in overtime. So we did have, there were 4 overtime games. 1 game went to a shootout, and just 3 ended in regulation. So close games were the order of the day and night in the NHL. All right, few other tidbits and notes from the weekend anyway of sports here. We got a light show, so I'll cover some of the other action that went on. Just to wait for a few more people, see if anybody shows up here on a light Monday on the NBA slate here right now. So we did have some exciting action though in golf. Matt Fitzpatrick, who missed 4 close putts early in the round, hit a 15-foot birdie putt on the 18th hole to win as he blew by Sung Jae Im and Brant Snedeker to win the Valspar championship there on Sunday. And also they had the Carabao Cup over there in England. Arsenal over Man City 2-0. Nico O'Reilly had both goals for City in that clutch win. It was Manchester City getting the win over Arsenal 2-0. Hope I said that right. There in that one, NASCAR, Southern Darlington, Southern 400 there, the Goodyear 400. Tyler Reddick fought off battery problems and heat exhaustion to pass Brad Keselowski to win his 4th race in 6 weeks for the Jordan team there in that one. So the Reddick wins again in the NASCAR race here this weekend. All right, well, I guess we'll get rolling here on the show. I can't think of too much going on here with the rest of the day. So, man, we get ready. You know what else is coming up here this week in just a couple of days from now, and that's the start of the Major League Baseball season. They'll have an early game here with the New York Yankees and the San Francisco Giants to get the season started. So that should be pretty awesome there on Wednesday. And then more NIT action coming up here this week as well before we get back to the NCAAs there. But still, we're waiting here for those games to come up this weekend for sure in the Sweet 16. So, all right, I can't wait any longer. Can't delay the action here. No one else is going to show up and join us here. Just got a dozen of you, so we'll need your help here on the show to go over the games for tomorrow. I think I've got some good picks lined up here. We're going to go over them all, of course, and let's start it off with I think I've got a technical issue here. I don't know if my I've told you I had some problems here getting started with the show, and it wasn't loading up my camera. I think it didn't save my graphics either, so that's okay. We could do them on the fly on a slow night like this. Just bear with me. I knew there was a problem there, but darn it. Talk about a waste of time there. That's why I was having trouble getting on the air. But okay, I'll type them in one at a time here. I'm ready to go. Grizzlers, the old Grizzlers. They're Grizzlies and Hawks. Grizzlies and Hawks will start us off here in this one. You do have the Hawks here, a 14-point favorite. We're back in the tankathon, I think, here in this one with uh, Memphis and Atlanta. I probably should have waited here too. This one actually is a 7:40 start, but we'll go ahead and continue on here. This is first in the rotation. Maybe let's go in rotation order tonight. This one was pushed back 30 minutes to 7:40 Eastern, 4:40 Pacific, with Atlanta here favored at home, laying 14 points to this struggling Memphis Grizzlies team. They're toast here, of course, right now. Atlanta certainly in an important position still in their playoff run as we continue to follow along who's going to be the basically the 5, 6, 7, 8 Schlemazel teams there in the Eastern Conference. Right now, the Hawks are in 6th place. That's good news, but they are tied with 7th place Philadelphia, and they trail 5th place Toronto by a half a game. So really, you have the cutoff at the Cavaliers for those top 4 teams right now, and who have all clinched at least a bid in the play-in, but we know they're going to finish well above that. Still, the Hawks in good position here to keep battling. Like I said, you do want to finish top 6 if you can to avoid the play-in, and then top 8 if you can to be in the best position in the play-in tournament. So we'll see if Atlanta can do it here, laying these big points. Atlanta's been a pretty good cover team here of late, even though Atlanta is right now 38 and 33 against the spread overall, 39 and 32 straight up coming in, but they've been covering here of late. Atlanta's been doing a pretty good job getting these numbers. They've been a good story here right now as one of the hottest teams, certainly in the league here. That's helped them get into the position where they are. Atlanta's won 12 of their last 13 games. The only loss was 2 games ago against the Houston Rockets, and then they bounced back with that win over Golden State 2 nights ago, 126 to 110. Atlanta has also gone 11-2 against the spread in those 13 games. They've won 10 straight at home right now. Memphis, meanwhile, they're just 1-10 against the spread in their last 11 games overall, including 0-6 in their last 6 games on the road. Now, Memphis has covered 5 of the last 6 years here in Atlanta. Memphis has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Memphis just 21 and 28 against the spread as an underdog here. I'm going to end up on the over in this one. I think the trends do kind of point to the under here, and I'm not necessarily relying on the series history right now in this one as far as taking the over here. In fact, both teams venue specific here. Memphis 15 and 21 to the under on the road, and Atlanta 15 and 21 to the under at home. But I'm looking the other way. I think the Atlanta kind of in their home dominance here, I think that leans towards more of a blow up here. Obviously, you look at the total at 239, and you do have 2 teams that are kind of going, under here. But I think in general right now, I think this game points to an over. You look at some of Atlanta's numbers here recently, 126 against Golden State, 135 against Dallas, 124 against Orlando, 122 against Milwaukee, and I think I'm expecting them, in a blowout here. Memphis has gone under in 4 straight, but I'm going to go over in this one at 239.5. Give me the over here with Memphis and Atlanta. I'm gonna buck the trends here, you guys, in this one. Let's see what you have for the chat here. And under though for Timmy Two Shoes, I don't blame you. I guess I think I'm just going with more of the eye test, to be honest, in this one. Cal Dogs on the under as well. So Timmy says he maybe take the 14 here with Memphis. I don't know, man. Atlanta's just looking so good right now, and Memphis is in that tankathon. There's no doubt you're going to get the big points here. If it wasn't this end of the season, if you just threw these teams back a couple months ago, I'm sure the line would be, probably around 9 points or something, right? If you're looking at, before we got maybe before before the whole job blow up and Memphis kind of ready to quit on the season there a little bit. It probably would have been down towards 10 or something, but at 14, I still don't think it's too bad. I think Atlanta still keeps on a roll here. And hey, I want to say hello to Double Seven Fire, man. Good to have Double Seven Fire joining us. Hey, we could use an extra person making some picks with us tonight, Double Seven Fire. So if you can hang in there with us, pick some more games with us. He likes the over with me in this one. Hey, let's go, Double Seven Fire. We got our regular guys in here, Timmy and Cal Dog. They want the under. You and me will take the over against them. All right, let's do it. Thank you, Double Seven Fire. First timer, I think, here on the posting in the chat. Hey, Josh David Brown there. Good to see you in the chat representing Down Under there. And, man, do I have any Aussie sports this morning? I don't know if I do. Do I, JD? Do I got some soccer match at least or something here on a Monday down under? All right, let's keep it moving here right now. I'm feeling loose here with our short card today. Have some fun with our guys in the chat. And don't forget, I got to type these in manually. Oh, man, that was lame. I knew when I hit the show to go live and it wouldn't go live, I knew that the banners didn't save. So, all right, I'm typing it in. I hope I don't. It might be a little off. I'll have to keep looking on each one here. All right, here we go. The Los Angeles Lakers are on the road taking on the Detroit Pistons. These teams are so hot, we could dial it back to the 80s with the Lakers and the Pistons here this season, right? They could go right now. The way the Lakers are playing, the way Detroit's looking here right now, maybe this could be the finals. Again, Lakers there. A just interesting note here that Luka did appeal a technical foul from last week. Still going to have to. The problem is when you delay the technical foul penalty, and when you're going to get the 1-game suspension, knowing Luka, he might get the suspension later, and it could cost him in a later game here in the regular season. But maybe he wanted to play in this one and he appealed, but I think they rescinded the technical. So Luka is expected to be in this game there, and Lakers will be on the road here, favored. In fact, I'm going to say this is down to 2 or 2.5. Actually, I told you we might need to update this, and the total here is off, by the way. It's a 2. See, I blew it all the way here. 226.5. Oh boy. There we go. With the Lakers still on the road. I mean, look at this team. Maybe I should put it at 2.5 because only one book is showing a 2, but the move is definitely on the Pistons here a little bit overnight. Now we know that Luka News is already in. That his suspension has been, the technical has been rescinded, so he is probable in this game for the Lakers. Let's see here. Marcus Smart, questionable. Rui Hachimura, questionable as well. Maxi Kleber, questionable. Pistons still without Stewart here. Herter is probable in this one. Sasser is out here. Of course, Pistons playing without Cade Cunningham. But you know what? They bounded back here a little bit and won a few games here of late. So credit Detroit with a 3-game winning streak right now. That's pretty good. They obviously have lost Cunningham here with a real bummer with that collapsed lung, and hopefully we'll see him back here real soon in time for the postseason. Now, they did have a little bit of an easy run here. They played the Wizards twice for a win, and they won and covered against the Warriors there the other night. So 3-game winning streak, 2-1 against the spread in those 3 games. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, it is full steam ahead. Yes, they did not cover in that last game against Orlando, but still got the win there, 105-104 to just remain so hot here right now. It's uncanny how well the Lakers are performing. They're defying all odds too. It seems like okay, so they didn't cover that last game, but it only ruined kind of a long cover streak that coincided with their winning stretch. The Lakers have won 9 in a row, and that was the first time they didn't cover the spread in those 9 victories, and they still just missed by a couple of points. It was on the road. They are on their 5th straight road game here, and you're going up against a team that is probably pretty interested in still winning because of their situation with the Boston Celtics, but they do have a 4.5-game lead right now, and with 12 games to go, I think they can sustain here even without Cade Cunningham. The Celtics have shown a little bit of vulnerability, and you got to keep winning. So it's important for the Pistons to win, but they are an underdog here because that's just how hot the Lakers are. The Lakers have kind of solidified themselves in 3rd place. They're 2.5 games ahead of the Rockets. They're not going to cover. They're not going to catch the Thunder or the Spurs, but for a Lakers team that in some of these few seasons with LeBron, remember they had to fight just to get in the postseason, and it was kind of like a good thing, glad to make it type of thing, and maybe we can get on a run. Here, they're going to play, possibly 2 series at home is going to make the Lakers at least a little bit tougher here and try to give those top teams in the West a battle here with talking about the Thunder and the Spurs. And, you're not going to throw away the Nuggets and the Rockets either. And hopefully Ant gets back. The West is still going to be fine. It'll be fun. Let's see, though, what you guys think here right now in this one with the Lakers and that great streak. The Lakers are just 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 games against the Detroit Pistons, but the Pistons have failed to cover in 10 of their last 15 games. Now that doesn't, Cunningham hasn't been out that many games here. They were kind of on a bum rush streak there a little bit, not covering any numbers for a while, but they have bounded back here to get a couple. So the Lakers, though, 20-16 against the spread on the road, 27-15 against the spread as a favorite. Now Detroit, an underdog here for just the 13th time this season. They are 10-2 against the spread as an underdog. They still have won 6 of their last 7 games coming in. That only loss came to Toronto on the road back on March 15th. 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone over here, but I don't know if this one necessarily is going over in this one. Let me hear what you guys think. Detroit's gone over in 5 of their last 7, and the Lakers have gone over in 4 of their last 6. But the Lakers are 16-19 to the under on the road, and Detroit is 30-39 to the under overall, and 5-7 to the under in those 12 games as an underdog here. Let me go to the chat first in this one. I like the total here both, and let's see what you think in the Lakers. Hey, Mr. Wesker's made it here, everybody. Now we can go, right? Gazzo also there in the chat as well. Hi, Gazzo. Good to have you. Cal Dog Pistons money line. Mr. Wesker's on the Pistons here. Also, Lakers, though, for Gazzo. And let's see here. Lakers covering the short numbers, says Timmy. Mr. Wesker says the Lakers will go out in the first round. As it stands right now, we don't know who they'd be up against necessarily, but obviously they will have the home court advantage. And let's see. Timmy says he's going to play the Lakers and they'll lose. And Double Fire is going to take the points with this Detroit team there. All right. All right, for me in this one, I'm going to take the under in this one with the Lakers and the Pistons there. Give me the under here with this one. I'll go under 220.5 there. All right, next up, Mr. West. This is the Mr. Wesker's NBA Game of the Year right here with the Thunder taking on the 76ers in this one. Boy, you're going to hear it from Mr. Wesker's questioning the motives of the Philadelphia 76ers and their long-term prospects with their personnel here because it's a Jared McLean revenge show apparently on Monday night here, but Philadelphia's been playing pretty well here of late, despite their issues here. Now we did get the report on Joel Embiid coming into this one. He's going to be out again here right now, and Maxey, no sign of his return just yet. Dominic Barlow is doubtful in this one for the Thunder. It looks like guard Jalen Williams, who missed some time here. A game or two, I think it was, will be back here for the Thunder in this one. AJ Mitchell, he is out with suspension here in this game, and the Thunder, big favorite here, obviously, with this game in the not in the Tankathon. So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Thunder are back here on a roll again right now, and got another winning streak going. I can't figure out if you guys know when the Thunder does cover the double digits and when they don't, if there's a pattern to it, if there's a way we can figure it out, let me know. I can't figure it out, so I'll probably just end up going with the total here because I can't figure out when they cover and when they don't. Now, it does feel like I tend to think maybe it's covering more against the teams that are truly in the tankathon. Remember, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be in the play-in at a minimum here, and they're still trying to fight their way into the top six to avoid the play-in tournament. So, look, Philly's still a decent team here in this spot, and they've been winning and covering games again, despite some of these personnel issues. They've won and covered two in a row. It was against Utah and Sacramento, but they also won and covered against Portland. The team they lost to here recently was the Denver Nuggets. So, maybe when they're playing a strong team, that could be one of the factors. They lost to Denver 124-96, getting 15.5. So, maybe this is the type of role where it's not perfect, but Oklahoma City's not covering anything here still. They're still having all those issues that they've had here, despite their, winning streak coming in here right now of, 11 straight games. They're 2-9 against the spread right now in those 11 games. So, again, you have the Philly team that they are covering some numbers here. They're 38-22 ATS overall. OKC, not a great favorite, 30-37 ATS, and Philadelphia has covered a few here of late. They've won 4 of 5 and won 5 of their last 6 at home. Now, Philadelphia is just 4-12 straight up in the last 16 seasons at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City's covered 4 out of the last 6 meetings overall between the two teams. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but the Thunder have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games coming in. And I think that's the way this one's going to be going here with these two right now. Thunder here on the road. I think this is going to be an under for me. I'm going to take the under 221 here with the Thunder and the Sixers in this one. Let's go to the chat. I went first. Let's see what you have here. All right. Mr. Weskers is not hopping off this OKC train. Cal Dog here is on the over. And Jimmy says you got that full healthy roster. He'll take OKC. Mr. Wesker says the stats would say to fade Oklahoma State here against the spread, but they are rolling on those 20-point covers. And Oklahoma City says a bottom 10 offense. Oklahoma City usually doesn't cover that one. So Mr. Wesker is trying to give me the lowdown on when to take them and when to not. Oh, that is tough because I was thinking this is the spot to take the underdog here. So I think the total is where I better go. Hey, Justin Case, a great relief pitcher here joining us. Justin, thank you. He says the Sixers could have taken OKC in an upset, but until he's seen them and with J-Dub back in the lineup there, I think they said, nah, I think 76ers could have taken OKC in an upset until he saw that Williams was back in the lineup. I got it, Justin. Thank you. And let's see here. He says we have to think individually, but moving. Oh, man, what a great philosophy here. Man, just in case. Where you been all my show? Come on, man, be here with me. That's some great insight and commentary from Just in Case here in the chat. I think Isaiah Joe here for Timmy Two Shoes here. And Timmy says, what's going on with Edgecombe? What's he going to do in this one? So we're hoping Oklahoma City plays with its food here like they do sometimes. Can't believe Mr. Westers has not made a McLean comment yet on this game after the setup I gave this game. All right. Justin said, how many are taking the Lakers? So how many are taking the Lakers, he said. Edgecombe is going to score 40 points, says Timmy. And Mr. Wesker says maybe with OKC on the road trip here, fourth straight road game here for the Thunder. All right, let's see here. Any other comments here? Agazo on the under. Here's Mr. Weskers. Here he is commenting on McLean. And he says he's just going to do what he does. So no need to highlight it. He'll just keep on going here. And that's part of Philly's problem, giving up on these guys here a little bit. And Timmy says Oklahoma City in the first half. All right. Hey, we're making some good progress. This is an okay card. This is an okay card here on Monday night. Be even better if the graphics would have saved, but that's all right. Look at this one. Spurs and Heat here on Monday. You got the Spurs on the road, favored by 5. Against this Miami team that what has happened to Miami? Was the winning there just a fluke for the Heat? Is this what we're going to see the rest of the way? The Spurs, they're hot again. They're hot. They've won 5 in a row. The Thunder have kind of been so hot here. The Spurs haven't been able to make any ground really on the Thunder here of late. So they still trail by 3 games for first place in the Western Conference. Like I said, even with 12 games left, it's going to be tough to make that difference up here. In fact, both these teams. Both the Thunder and the Spurs have 11 games left overall. So, making 3 games up is going to be tough no matter how you look at it, because both teams will keep probably putting up a few W's here, talking about more so the Thunder than the Spurs. But Spurs come in here hot with 5 straight wins. The Heat have lost 4 straight right now, and they've actually tumbled down here into 9th place, and that's not good. Not good. Now the Hornets are still hot. They're in the postseason here, or the play-in tournament. There's no way the Bucks are making this difference up, as the time is getting short here right now. So the Heat are in, but they really need to pass at least one team up here. There's still a chance. I mean, like I said, you've got 5th place to 10th place separated by just 2.5 games with a few weeks left here, 3 weeks or so left in the season right now. So who is going to move into those positions? A bad timing here for the Heat. This is the Peacock game of the early game. So this one here was actually moved to 7:10 Eastern, 4:10 Pacific. This is the one we probably should have led with in the show So, all right, let's see how you view this one though. Miami, they are a strong cover. 42 and 28 against the spread, 21 and 12 against the spread as an underdog, 21 and 15 against the spread at home. They've been covering numbers here of late as well, despite the fact they're on this losing skid. They did cover last time out in the loss to Houston, 123 to 122. And then before that, it was somewhat tough games that they lost to the Lakers at home. You don't want to do that. They did get blown out at Charlotte, and they lost to Orlando. So, yeah, those were tough games, but you can't be losing them right now. Still, the Heat pretty solid at home, and they're 8-3 against the spread in their last 11, despite the fact that they've lost here 4 straight games. For San Antonio, just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games overall, and just 2-4 against the spread against the Spurs here in the last 6 games. They played their first meeting was a win for San Antonio, 107-101. The spread was 6 on that night in San Antonio back in the early part of the season. The under has scored in 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Miami's gone over in 5 of its last 6 games, but the Spurs have gone over in 6 of their last 9. Spurs a pretty decent cover team on the road at 20 and 16. I think I'm going to end up on the under here. The Heat are a bit of an over team at home, but right now the Spurs 15 and 21 to the under on the road, and 24 and 29 to the under as a favorite. Let me go to the chat. I'm not sure. Let me see what you guys are doing, then I'll make my call. Okay, here we go. Damon said he thinks the 76ers do cover in this one. And Cal Dog is on the Spurs. Mr. Weskers likes the Heat at home as a dog, and don't forget the injury report, huh? Okay, thanks a lot. Here, Wemby, I have him as in this game, so I'm not sure about that. I have not heard about Wemby being questionable, actually. El Gazo here's on the Heat. Damon's on the Spurs. Hello to AOD in the chat today. Hello, AOD. Thank you for being here. All right. And let's see. Timmy says that's what I had there, Castle and Vassal. Castle and Vassal there. Also, let's see here. It might be it from you guys. You know what? I'm going to take the Heat here in this one. Maybe there is something to the Wemby being questionable. I didn't know about that, but go ahead and give me the Heat here. I'm going to switch to the Heat actually in this one, plus the 5 points here. I think that might be the better call for me right now. Look, the Heat, like I said, strong underdog here. Look, Spurs are hot. I get that, but the Heat got to realize right now they need to win these games in this position here and avoid the play-in tournament. And they are at home, so I'm going to grab the points here. I think they give a strong effort. Okay. All right, we're going to continue on here on Night Moves with AOD's got the logo for us up there. Oops. There we go. All right, next up, we got the Rockets and the Bulls here on Monday night with Houston, an 8-point favorite on the road. And look, here we are again with another team. Yes, the Rockets have been, a strong team, obviously, here this season. They're in position here to go to the postseason, possibly with at least one home series, right, as a 4th place currently and 2-game winning streak right now as well. Obviously the better team than the Bulls, but the Bulls, they're in. They're going to the or not in, but they're playing pretty hard here of late. Yeah, they've lost 2 straight, but they've fallen out of favor here big time. They're not going to the postseason here after the second half collapse here right now. But for me, I'm probably going to end up playing the total here with these two, with Houston on the road here, winners of 2 in a row right now. For Houston, they beat Atlanta and Miami in those last two games. They didn't cover in the win against Miami, 123 to 122. Houston just 25 and 36 against the spread on the road. The Bulls are 25 and 19 as an underdog. So, yeah, the Bulls are done, but they do show a little bit of life here of late. I might just steer clear, though, and take the total because, yeah, Chicago has lost 16 of their last 20. They've covered 7 of their last 10, despite, this kind of a tankathon game. It's only an 8-point spread, really. Then because Detroit, they've gone just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games overall and just 2-4. Against the spread here in their last 6 games against Chicago. They've won 4 out of the last 5 here against the Bulls. Chicago's gone under in 10 of their last 13 games. Now, 9 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, but this year they're definitely 2 under teams. Maybe Houston trends a little bit over on the road, but they've gone under in 5 of their last 7. So I think I'm going to take the under here. Houston is 27 and 34 to the under as a favorite. Chicago's 13 and 24 to the under at home. So I'm going to take the under in this one with Houston and Chicago here. While I do like to refer sometimes, and I don't mind a series history that is hardcore under like this, like I said, 9 straight overs between the two. It is an interconference series, East-West, so they don't meet each other, as frequently in the regular season. Let me go to the chat, though, and see what you guys think of this one with the Rockets and the Bulls here tonight. All right, and let's take a look here. Hey, Mr. Humble, there it is. He said, what do you like here, Mr. Humble, my guy? I like the under. That's my pick. It's on the under. Thank you, Mr. Humble. That's one's for you. Thank you for being a commentator in the chat. And good to have you here. Haven't seen him in there commenting before. He says, what do you like, the over-under? I'm going to fulfill Mr. Humble's request, and I'm going to take the under in this one. Mr. Wesker says he'll continue to fade Houston regardless right now. Timmy likes the under. Cal Dog says take the Bulls. Mr. Wesker forgot they were even in the league, and that's what happened. Michael Jordan wins again, right? He's always winning there. And Timmy says he can see the Rockets winning this one by maybe only 5 points. And thank you, Mr. Humble. You make me humble there. Okay, that's, I like to comment on the totals. I feel like it's more my specialty. And you know what? I want to say that sometimes picking sides are a dime a dozen here on YouTube. So I like to focus on what I'm stronger at, I think. Thanks a lot to Mr. Humble. All right, yeah, I've got the under there. That settles it. We're going to keep it moving here right now and go to our next matchup. And it is 2 teams here in the Tankathon, but or not in the Tankathon anyway. We've got the Jazz on the road. They're not in the Tankathon. We know that. They've played well enough here to keep going. And there we go. Raptors on the road. 12.5-point favorite at the Jazz here. Don't want to slight the Raptors here. Currently in 5th place. They're not going to do any better than that, so they're trying to hang on to that 5th place right now, just a half a game ahead of the Hawks and the Sixers. But they should be able to win here on the road, I would think, against the lowly Utah Jazz. In this one, total 231. Utah has lost here their last game by the score of 126 to 116 at home against Philadelphia. They've failed to cover in 3 of their last 4 games. Toronto, meanwhile, a 2-game losing streak to Phoenix and Denver on the road. This is their 4th straight game on the road here right now. But, still a big favorite here against the tumbling, stumbling, bumbling Utah Jazz, who basically been in the Tankathon all season long. Let's see what you got here on this one. I'm making fun of the Jazz here. Collier is out for the Jazz. Keontae George has been out as well. Murray Boyle's still questionable for Toronto. Otherwise, a clean bill of health for these two teams. Now, Toronto just 18-22 against the spread as a favorite, but 19-16 against the spread on the road. Utah, pretty good cover overall, 19-17 here at home, but I think I'm going to prefer the Raptors probably in this one, even with the points. Utah's, like I said, losing 5 of 6, pretty weak ATS form right now, it feels like. And Toronto's little spread run here, I think, maybe can point to a comfortable margin here in the tankathon right now. You got the Raptors having come in here right now, a little bit of a good run here, at least of late. And Utah's long been given up on the season, even though Toronto did fail to do anything there last night in that loss to Phoenix. They really got blown out here. They can make up the difference here in this one tonight with a win over Utah. I know they're on the back-to-back here, and maybe Utah, it might be the team worth trusting for you, but I don't think I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to take the Toronto Raptors here, having covered, like I said, they've covered 4 of their last 5. They are just 2-5 ATS last 7 games against Utah. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but Toronto's gone under in 12 of their last 17 and under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Their hardcore under are the Toronto Raptors, 12-23 to the under on the road. Utah is 25-11 to the over at home, so it is definitely a contrast of Utah going over and Toronto going under, but I'm going to take the Raptors as my play in the tankathon. We'll go to the chat here in this one and see what we got here. And Timmy says, give me the Jazz and all those points. He's got Sensabaugh to hit his threes. Cal Dogs on the under here. And thank you, Mr. Humble. Really appreciate you here with your dono here. It's not about the amount, it's about the consideration. And you're the man here, Mr. Humble. Thank you very much. I'm humbled by your dono there. And let's see here. Mr. Westers, he's so desperate, he's going to play a total in this one. All right. And, hey, thanks a lot. Over on this show, hey, it's all about my premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. We didn't even do the commercial yet, so we'll get there. I think we're going to do it in between the segments here. I think I just kind of forgot about it with our small slate here today. Anyways, I'm going to take the Raptors in the tankathon to cover a double-digit spread on the road. How about that? All right, do or die time. Sorry about the typing there, guys. But all right, it's do or die time for the Mavericks. I think this is it for them. If they don't get it together, I think they will be toast here tonight. Warriors on the road, laying 2.5. Here in this one. It's been going down. The move does seem to be on the Mavericks a little bit here in this one. It might have opened as high as 3 right now, and we're seeing it down to 2.5 or 2 here. So, all right, maybe a spot for the Mavericks here. Both teams have lost 3 in a row. I don't think it is, but maybe it is. Both teams have lost 3 straight here. Golden State with 3 straight losses and failures here against Boston, Detroit, and Atlanta on the road. This has been a long road trip without their star here right now. Golden State's still on the road. They've been on the road for a couple of weeks here, actually. At least 10 days, I think. Coming in, and they've started to wear down here right now. Problem is for Golden State, their season's not over. They couldn't fall out of the playoffs here if they tried, or at least out of the play-in tournament. They're going to be stuck playing the play-in tournament. They may end up in 10th place and get an early exit here in the postseason. But you know what? They're favored on the road here against Dallas. Now, Dallas has lost 3 in a row to New Orleans, Atlanta, and Clippers, but they did cover against the Clippers last game, covering 5, getting 7.5. But uh, I might be on the Warriors still here in this one. I don't have any stats maybe to back it up spread wise with these guys. They've been pretty dismal, 31-40 against the spread this year, 16-21 against the spread on the road here right now. But Dallas ain't great either. Just 32-39 against the spread overall. Dallas has failed to cover in 6 of its last 9 and gone just 2-12 straight up in their last 14 games. Meanwhile, for the Warriors here, they have lost 8 of their last 9 games overall, going just 2-6 against the spread. They're just 4-9 against the spread against the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe we shouldn't take either game here. Can either team win this game here tonight? But I'm going to take the Warriors here. They're a little bit hard to trust right now as road chalk here in this one, but give me the Warriors here to do it over the Mavericks here on Monday night. That might be a little bit of a contrarian favorite, it feels like. Let's see what you guys think in the chat. I think you guys are going to be on the Mavs here. Here we go. Don't lay point, Mr. West. Oh, geez. I didn't see that. Jimmy Chushu says got flag here to have a big game in this one. And Dallas hasn't won a game at home in almost a month. That's what I was thinking there. Moses Moody upgraded to questionable. I think he'll make the lineup. Quentin Post is definitely out of this one. Big Al's been out here now for a while. Peyton, probable. Porzingis, probable. Melton, probable. But, you know, the Warriors got some players in here tonight. Caleb Martin, questionable for Dallas. Brandon Williams is doubtful here. And let's see. Mr. Humble, do you like the over-under in this one? I probably will find a way to the total here. Look, if I had to look at it for my friend Mr. Humble here, you know, Golden State, 43-28 to the over this season, 30-14 to the over as a favorite here. And even though Dallas is kind of an under team this season, 31-40 to the under, they are 18 overs and 18 unders at home. So I would think that would probably be the way to look. Golden State's gone over in 6 of its last 8. Dallas has gone over in 4 of their last 5. And 10 of the last 15 meetings have gone over. So I think over might be the way to go. But I'm going to take the Warriors as my play here. Warriors money line for Cal Dog. And hey, I want to say hello to June D's. I get it right there, June D's. Thank you. He says in the NBA, it's best to wait 30 minutes before tip-off if you're betting on the NBA. I do agree to a certain extent with that if you really want to know the lineups, but you're not going to be able to take advantage of any true value because once the lineups are revealed, the adjustments will be made quickly to the point spreads and you know, the overall metrics of the game and what we'd be expecting. So what I try to do is anticipate the injuries. That's how you get an edge on the market, is trying to follow the news and making sure you're up to date on those latest injuries, on who is in and who is out. And that's how you take advantage of the market. While certainly you might be someone who needs to know exactly who's in the lineup, and I have to respect that, the only way I can really get ahead is to anticipate who is going to be in and out and beat the markets to it. For example, when you have a player who is questionable and you want to, you know, take that team, you think he will be in the lineup. Say, for example, in this game with Golden State, say you had a player like a Curry who we know is not going to play, but maybe he was scheduled close for his return and we, you know, really didn't know. But, you know, sometimes you can read the tea leaves. A lot of times when a player is upgraded from doubtful to questionable, that usually means they're actually going to be in the lineup. And then you take advantage by laying a 3 points then. And then when he's announced in the lineup, all of a sudden it goes up to 5 and you got CLV by a couple of points. So do appreciate you, June. I hope I said it right there. June D's. Mr. Wesker says Dallas hasn't won in that long. All right. Timmy likes flag here. Dallas, yeah, rough season for Dallas. It really didn't work out this season with flag. I do think good things are in store in the future for flag and Dallas, but it just didn't happen this year, right? Could get some good numbers. And Mr. Humble, stay tuned. The hockey segment is coming up. All right. We got a few more in basketball, however, to go over here tonight. We're not done with the NBA. Come on. We've got some more games, including teams still involved in the postseason here. The Brooklyn Nets are on the road taking on the Portland Trailblazers. NBA action here for Monday. Well, Brooklyn's on a losing streak here. You know, they're trying to they said, you know what? We want to make sure that you include us with the Wizards and the Pacers streak, Ramon. We want you to add us in there to add our 7-game losing streak now. So you can look at the bottom 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, the Nets, the Wizards, and the Pacers. The 2 teams have combined to lose 39 straight games right now. It's really embarrassing for the league to have this going on. Brooklyn here has lost 7 in a row coming in. Portland's won 3 of 4. They did fall last game after a 3-game winning streak. They lost to Denver 128-112. Portland here wins over Brooklyn, Indiana, and Minnesota. They did go 2-3 ATS in those 2 games here for Brooklyn. They've actually covered in the last 2 games in losses to the Knicks and the Sacramento Kings. So Portland's still the kind of the better cover in my opinion. They're 20-14 against the spread at home. Brooklyn just 16-20 against the spread on the road. But Brooklyn here just 29-37 against the spread as an underdog coming into this one. But it does feel like, you know, Portland right now, right on the cusp here, 9th place, but just a half a game behind the Clippers. And again, to me, it is basically comes down to the Clippers, Trailblazers, and Warriors battling for that number 8 spot. Remember, it is so crucial to get that number 8 spot instead of the number 9 and 10 spot. So Portland does have a situation where they can get a victory here over Brooklyn. Whether or not they cover or not, I might leave that for another segment because I'm probably going to take the total here in this one. With Brooklyn here, they are 14-22 to the under on the road. Now, Portland is 22-12 to the over at home, and they're an uncanny 22-9 to the over as a favorite here. But Brooklyn's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games, and it has gone under in 5 of the last 6 years here when the Nets have come into Portland to play in this one. With the total at 219, I'm going to end up here on the under in this one with the Nets and the Trailblazers. And let's see what you guys have here in this one. All right. And Mr. Weskers can only fade the Nets here. He wouldn't bet it with Cal Dog's money. Cal Dog does like the Nets with the points here in the Tankathon a little bit. I don't know if I could take these Nets right now. All right, and the Nets, Cal Dog says, got some of these Nets players kind of playing for next season, want to ensure a spot because, you know, things are looking up. Mr. Humble, how'd you get so good at totals? I don't know, maybe I was frustrated with the sides. Timmy says under sounds good there in that one. Michael Porter Jr. is out. Danny Wolf questionable here. Clowney questionable. Claxton questionable. So Brooklyn's got a few guys out. Krejci is questionable for the Trailblazers. Grant questionable here as well. For the Blazers. Okay, give me the under here in this one with Brooklyn and Portland. if we've got Mr. Humble asking about the totals, I better go with some totals here, try to show my stuff tonight. I will take the under in this one between the Nets and the Trailblazers here. I think this, the trends are definitely conflicting here, but I think Brooklyn's current under trend kind of outweighs the uh, Portland over trend at home. So okay, try to give a little extra insight into what I'm thinking about the totals anyway. All right, we've got one last game here in the NBA on Monday night, and again, involves a little bit of playoff consideration. Bucks and Clippers. Here in this one, the Clippers are a 13-point favorite at home. Here against the Milwaukee Bucks, Clippers were on a losing streak, but finally won a game here the other night. 138, 131 over the Dallas Mavericks 2 nights ago. They did not cover 7.5, so they failed to cover in 3 straight coming into this one. But yeah, like I said, Clippers right where they are right now in that position where they're really in need of winning this game because, like I said, they could get that 8 spot still, and you want to be in 7th or 8th heading into the play-in tournament. So look, they're a big favorite. They should win. Yes, Milwaukee's coming off that nice win on the road against Phoenix here, but they did lose to Utah by 32 points in the game before that on the road. So Clippers, meanwhile, had that losing streak, but they did beat Dallas before that. They had been losing some games for sure. Clippers are just 15-21 against the spread as a favorite this season. Milwaukee just 15-20 against the spread on the road. But let's see how you have it here in this one. I'm going with a total here because of our new friend in the chat here, Mr. Humble. I'm going to end up on the total in this one, all right? We do have the injury report here. Kawhi, he's questionable here in this one. I don't know if Kawhi can make this lineup. Mathurin is out for the Clippers. Collins is probable. For the Bucks, Giannis is still out. I don't think he's going to be coming back this season, no matter what what he says compared to what the team says. Kuzma actually questionable here in this one. Achilles injury. You don't want to play your guys with Achilles injuries late in the season, that's for sure. Kevin Porter Jr. is out of this one, and Gary Harris is probable. Let's go to the chat here, maybe see what you got. You know where I'm headed. I'm headed to the total. Milwaukee is 10-25 to the under on the road this season. Need I say more here? I will say more, but Clippers have gone under in 4 of their last 6. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone under. Milwaukee's also gone under in 4 of their last 6. Milwaukee 3-10 straight up in their last 13. They've covered 4 out of the last 5 against the Clippers coming in. Milwaukee just 4-9 against the spread also in their last 13. Clippers, like I said, they've lost 4 of 5, failed to cover in 5 of 6 here. I'm going with the under here in this one between the Clippers and Milwaukee. A couple comments from the chat from you guys, and then the hockey segment's coming up. And it's going to be a long one, so get ready. All right, Mr. Humble likes the Bucks and Clippers. Oh, no, he likes the over. Oh, man, if we disagree, stay it off. Too much respect, Mr. Humble. What is that avatar, by the way? It looks like a cartoon character dog in a bed of roses. That's what it looks like to me. I have no idea if that's it, but I have old eyes. All right, let's see here. Clippers, no problem for Timmy Two Shoes. Mr. Westers can only fade Milwaukee. Cal Dog says over. It's too many points for the Clippers. Timmy says Leonard toss-up is questionable. Yeah, I can't. Here I am. I hope we didn't lose. Our other new friend in here was asking about, waiting for the injury report to come out. And I said, hey, I don't even know on Kawhi. I feel like he's not going to make it, but And let's see here. Clippers first half to avoid Clippers cruise control in the second half. And Mr. Wescos goes back to Michael Red. Oh man, how about that? All right, that's going to do it here. I'm taking the under in that one. We've got one game left on this sports betting card because the NHL can't figure out that what a great night it would be to have a few more games here on Monday. Senators, let me get it here. Senators on the road here, taking on the Rangers in our only NHL game of the night. Well, the Rangers are at home. The Senators are on the road. Take the Rangers on the puck line. Good night. Well, it might be that easy. I don't know the way the Rangers are going now. Look, maybe you could, Igor's back in there. The rookie looked good last night, even though he took the loss there in the shootout. But at least you got Igor in here. But again, the Rangers have been a complete joke at home this season, and I don't know. Probably just have to kind of keep rolling with that. Yeah, they did win a few games back in there a while ago, but now they're back to a 4-game losing streak. They've lost 16 3/4 units at home this season, going just 9, 17, and 7. There are 4 games here that they've lost in a row to LA, New Jersey, Columbus, and Winnipeg. So Ottawa, 18 13 on the road this season. That's pretty good, considering. I mean, they're not, a great team here right now. I mean, if we were here a few more games in, we wouldn't even cover this game right now. Although you got to give Ottawa, they're still alive here right now in the Eastern Conference. They're 3 points back of the Detroit Red Wings here. So no problem. They can still get it going right now. They have 13 games left. They actually have a game in hand on the 3 teams ahead of them in the wild card pursuit. So they're alive here. And I'm not kidding. I am going to take them on the puck line here against the Rangers to get a blowout win. Rangers obviously have showing no interest right now at this point. Ottawa coming in off back-to-back wins at home over the Islanders and the Maple Leafs here, and I'm going to take them in this one on the road on the puck line for, let's see here. Got a few trends anyway, and then we'll get to your picks, and the show will be over before you know it. All right, here we go. Ottawa's won 4 of their last 5 games overall, 5 of their last 7 on the road. They are just 2-5 in their last 7 games against the New York Rangers, but Ottawa's gone under in 5 of their last 7. Rangers have gone over in 6 of their last 9 meetings against Ottawa. However, 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under here in Madison Square Garden. Rangers have lost 11 of their last 15 at home and 4 of their last 5 games. Overall, I'm taking the Senators here on the puck line tonight. Okay, here we go. And it's going to be Mr. Humble here. He says, look, he loves the Senators, and so do I. So let's do it. That's the Mr. Humble play of the night on the ice because we had no other games. And Mr. Weskers will be here tomorrow for our so we had a high-tech just for Mr. Wesker. We have the one game. The one I don't even need any notes for that game. Here's tomorrow. Okay. Probably should get started right now on a light Monday. So I don't think it's 80 games, but it might be a full complement of games. I think every team's probably in action there. Cal Dog, Senators puck line. and Mr. Weskers. NHL Mr. Weskers is a far more regional. It's kind of similar to baseball. It's just a far more regional product. Also, it's um, like because of the nature of hockey, right? I mean, not every community is totally into the NHL. I mean, even in the West Coast, it's kind of uh, you know uh, of interest, if you will. You really have to like it. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Let me go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I almost forgot, right? We've got to go over to Tony's Picks here and get ready for our premium picks. Here we go. Great job by you guys in the chat, really helping me there over there. Yeah, Mr. Humble, we did do the whole first half of the card there, but you're so good. If you really want to know about that game without going back and check it out, I did take the Magic there on the side in that one. All right, quickly, let's go to Tony'sPicks.com and look at our premium picks, see who did well. I went 2-1 in the action here on Sunday. So let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com. There we go. Take a look at those handicapper leaderboards. Nick Lagarettos up there. Let's go to the extended leaderboard because then I think I'm on it. I think I'm on it there today with a 2-1 day. Let's take a look there. All right, here we go. All right, it was Nick Lagarettos with a 5-1 day there. Bo Dunn, 3-0. Scott Double Shooty, 2-0 right now. Ron Hahn, 1-0. Kevin Thomas, 1-0. The VIP account, 1-0. Damon Sosh, 1-0. Brian Bittler, 1-0. That's what happened there. Where am I at? Okay, let me see what's going on here. Let's go. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. See, I've got some good numbers here over the last week, producing a profit in there. And I see the results here. Not quite in on the late game there. That's all there. I have another win coming in there in the late games in the college basketball card there last night. Tennessee and Virginia with the total over there, not quite in there, but you see, I had Kentucky. That wasn't a great call, but we had the under with St. John's and Kansas. So I'm up there. Over at Tony'sPicks.com, use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages. There I am on the Bo Dunn's on top there, almost 70% over the last 7 days. Bo's been doing a great job with his appearances too on the channel. I'm up there. Will be almost 8 units of profit there. We get all caught up. Nick Lagarettos up there, up 5 and a third units. Mills Young up over 5 units there off of the UFC there on Saturday. I went 4-1 in the UFC on Saturday. Scott Double Shooty up there, up nearly 4 units. Shane Mickle, 3.5 units of profit. Tony Picks VIP account. Up there, 2 1/3 units profit. Joey Tron, Ron Hahn, Jorge Gonzalez, Al Ninos, Jonathan Solo Malone in the green over the last 7 days, last 30 days. Shane Mickle up 13 3/4 units. Mills Young, nearly 7 units of profit. Brian Bittler, 4 1/3 units profit over the last 30 days. Stephen Duncan up 3.5 units. And Joey Tron is in the green. In the green. That's going to do it here for the Night Move Show. Thank you so much, everyone, for helping me out, getting this through. We didn't have a lot of games, so I needed to hear what you had to say. And I want to thank everyone in the chat, the chat pros in there ready to go here for the action. Thanks, everybody. Let's see any more comments, and I'll let you get out of here. Chris Chelios from Mira Mesa High School. Mr. Weskers knows that. And let's see here. Also, Mr. Wesker is going to be playing some Korean baseball tonight. How about that? Coming up here as we get ready for the season here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I got 2 hours for some Chinese basketball tonight. Anybody want to play some Chinese basketball? here with me. I will, I may have gotten a little carried away the other night calling the CBA the second best league in the world. I know a lot of people would pick the Euro League as the second best league in the world. And you know what? They're probably right. I think I was just maybe more so referring to the competitiveness there and the betting in the CBA, maybe just a little bit better for me there. And usually, in the Euro League, often overshadowed by some of those other sports, particularly on the weekend. So, all right, it's going to do it here for Night Moves. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with our big NHL card. And we'll also preview tomorrow night. I think, no, I think we'll wait till Wednesday for baseball, but the NBA card's pretty light tomorrow, actually. Just 4 games. It's going to be all about the hockey. So get your sticks ready. For the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night from Las Vegas.